Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Demelza's Delights. If you're new here, my middle name is Demelza and it is, as always, a delight to be vegan. In today's video I am trying out lots of new products. I'm using some of my faves. I'm using the I Love It eyeshadow palette by Designer Brands. These are new on their website. In this video there were a few products that didn't work for me and some others that really worked well and that I love. So if you're interested in finding out which is which, then we will go through that together. Say a quick hello to everyone. Oh, not in the mood today, are you? Hi, Iska. No, a tail's wagging. Better let it go. I've got a little bit of morning dust, so I'm just going to get rid of that with the Micellar Cleansing Rose Water from Anika Organic. This one smells divine. Just popping it on an organic cotton round and just clearing away anything from last night, which I'm using sparingly because I love it and it's expensive. If you follow me over on Instagram, you will have seen the ample amount of times that I have been complaining about chronic hay fever. At the moment, to combat all of the dry and red skin around the centre of my nose from blowing my nose constantly, I'm using two products. So the Antipodes Blessing Serum, which I've spoken about before, and the Raw Canvas Lunar Vitality. This is a super hydrating moisturiser. I've started dropping serums directly onto my face after watching Jonathan Van Ness on Queer Eye say that when you drop them straight on your hands, you're just wasting the product. You know, because you pop it on your hands and then you rub it and then you put it into your skin. Well, your hands have already absorbed a lot of it, so I am using this new technique. And the second step to priming my face is using the Raw Canvas Lunar Vitality. This is their Restoring Moisture Cream. It's really thick. It's so hydrating. If you have very dry skin, you're gonna love this cream. I know that you can get it from farmers in New Zealand, and all of their products that they make are vegan and cruelty free. They sent me this product and they also sent me a range of other beauty products that I've been using of theirs for a little while. I'll bring you a full video on Raw Canvas super soon. I'm using two brush sets today. They're both from Designer Brands. They're both their Melodrama 10-piece brush sets. This one was from last year, comes in a white and pink colourway, and this is their newest one from this year, and I did feature this in my latest makeup video. I'll link that somewhere here for you. So I'm going to swap just between these two today, so any brushes you see in this tutorial will all be from Designer Brands, and they're all vegan and all cruelty free, of course. I'm going to use three brow products today. I'm going to use the Designer Brands Brow Pomade. This is in colour Hickory. I'm also using their Brow Power Tinted Brow Gel in shade Chocolate, and the e.l.f. Clear Mascara. It's dual-ended, one side for brow and one side for lashes. So as always, I just like to brush out my brows. I fill them in with the DB Brow Pomade. Just slightly. I'm always quite messy with this because I go in with concealer at the end and shape out the brows. So I just like to go in, give them a bit of a higher arch, shape them out a bit. This tinted brow gel from Designer Brands is quite intense, so I'm just going to use honestly the tiniest amount. I'm going in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is new for me, I've never used it before. I did buy a few different shades. This is Light Sand, so I'm just going to take the tiniest amount on an angled brush. The shade Light Sand is a good match for my skin tone. It might just be a tiny bit yellow. And I watched Wife Life's review of this concealer. She also said a little goes a long way, and that is really true. So I've used a sponge to buff out the concealer. It does really dry down fast, so you have to work fast if you're going to use this one. I probably wouldn't recommend it for eyebrows, and I'll be interested to see how it works on the eyelids as like a primer for eyeshadow. This is the I Love It 12 shade eyeshadow palette from Designer Brands. It's chocolate scented, unsure why, but yeah, it smells really nice. I'm thinking about using these four shades here enjoying quite a vivid kind of Christmassy festive look. First of all, I'm going to lay down the Sante Cosmetics eyeshadow primer. I've never used this one before. It's an eyeshadow base and I've been meaning to use it for a little while. So it's actually a powder. It's like a loose powder. So it's almost like a translucent powder. And it doesn't really feel like anything, so fingers crossed this works. Okay, I'm going to go into this shade here. I wonder if they've got shade names. They do. Okay, this one is called So Basic, and I'm going to put this on a Designer Brands blending brush, and I'm going to go straight into my crease, and oh, it's a really nice transition shade. I think that eyeshadow base actually worked really well, but we will see how it lasts during the day. So it's currently about 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, the other colours that I'm going to use, we've got So Basic, Out of the Woods, You're a Gem, and So Spicy. I'm thinking that So Spicy will be, oh, I can't decide. Okay, probably should have used a cut crease to do this look, but this is where I feel that powder is not so great. It's a swatch of the product on my finger so you can see how pigmented it is. And then applying it with a brush, it's nothing really. So I'm going to use my finger. Oh, maybe it's just the shade. Anyway, I will layer it up and we will see what happens. Now I'm super interested to see how this metallic shade will go in. Yeah, really pigmented swatch. And I generally find Designer Brands eyeshadows to be, you know, true to their colours and quite pigmented, so I'm wondering if it's just the base that I put down. Oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, I'm using So Spicy now. Ah, again, not really much colour at all. I almost want to put concealer on this eye and see if the colours are more pigmented. Sometimes finger application is just so much better. So the Into the Woods shade in the middle is like barely noticeable. It's just becoming quite muddy. I definitely think that's to do with skill. Let's just lay down a little bit of concealer. So not like a cut crease. I just want to see if this is going to make a difference when it comes to the pigmentation of these shadows. So I'll go in again with that neutral shade. And towards the outer corner, immediate difference. Okay. So we can safely say that that Sante eyeshadow primer is no good. That's a crazy difference. Okay, so the difference between a concealer as the base and that Sante eyeshadow primer as the base is just, yeah, there's kind of no comparison. Okay, 3 things that definitely could have helped make this eye look better. Using concealer on both eyes, but just for argument's sake I've left the Sante Cosmetics eye primer on this eye, where you can see that the colours are slightly dulled, it's a little bit more muddy. With this eye here, it's a lot more vibrant. This is the eye with concealer. The second thing, my skill level. And the third thing is definitely I would have done like a cut crease. So I would have put down the neutral shade and then cut the crease with concealer and then laid down the colours. I am not too worried about how it turned out, but I'm actually going to put liner and lashes on now, and I'm sure that will make everything look a ton better. I'm going to use the Absolute Micro water resistant eyeliner pen from Designer Brands, and I'm sure that adding eyeliner and mascara will make this whole look come together far better. when I open my eyes fully, obviously the eyeliner touches the top of my brow bone. So the fantastic thing about this eyeliner is that it actually doesn't budge. I have used it many a times before. The mascara that I'm using today is the Inika Bold Lash Mascara. A lot more shapely than a couple of their other ones. This is a new one for them and I absolutely adore it. It is really good for thick, bold, dramatic lashes. I've spoken before in my other tutorials about how some organic mascaras can leave a lot of black residue underneath your eyes, maybe like towards the end of the day or even when you're applying them. The Inika ones do not do that. They're really good. These are the Cult Obsession lashes and I've got them in style Sugar Baby. I love this set and I would highly recommend them if you're looking for luxurious vegan lashes that you can use over and over again. I have been watching a lot of Jay Kissa YouTube videos at the moment. She is a cruelty-free YouTuber and she puts a little bit of eyelash glue on the outer corner and the inner corner, and I finally swapped over all of my cotton buds to bamboo ones. I had so many plastic ones to use up, so I've just popped a tiny little bit of eyelash glue on the inner corner and the outer corner. My nails are too long for this. I'll be really transparent and just zoom you in so that you can see what it looks like when the glue's still drying and what it looks like when the glue has dried down. I'm using the Designer Brands Matte Velvet Foundation and I'm going to mix in some of the Eco Minerals Alchemy Highlighting Cream. The shade that I'm using for Designer Brands is 963 Classic Ivory. I got so into using the Wet n Wild one. Trash. No, it's just because they were selling into China when they said they never did, and yeah, pretty trash. So I'm not using that on my channel anymore. So I'm happy to go back to the Designer Brands Matte Velvet Foundation, and as I said, I'm going to mix in just a little bit of that highlighting cream from Eco Minerals. Oh, it's very pale. I think this is my winter shade. Okay, I'm going to give this e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer another go. I'm going to use it under my eyes. I think the technique is to work rather fast with it, so I'm just going to go straight under one eye. And I've used far too much, so I'm going to transfer some. Oh, that's really nice. I'll just have to play around with this concealer and get it to work for me. The one thing I know about this camo concealer from e.l.f. is that it will definitely last me a really long time because you don't have to use that much. So it's really good. It also comes in a glass bottle. This is the Charisma Skin Tint from Lush Cosmetics. I've seen a lot of the Lush makeup artists on Instagram using this for contour. So that's what I'm going to use today. I feel like a little goes a really long way, so I've just popped some on the back of a brush. I'm going to... Ooh. Oh, but it is really nice. And I think because it's a liquid as well, which you can either use your fingers to buff it out, I've just used an angled contour brush. That's so beautiful. It looks really dark in the bottle, that's probably why I've been put off using it for so long. But that has given such a nice natural glow. Especially coming into summer, I think that is gorgeous. It's almost got a little bit of shimmer through it too. I'm going to go super pink on the cheeks. This is the Peachy Keen blush from Inika Cosmetics. I really love this one at the moment. I've tried to move away from it and tried different things on this channel, but at the moment I'm just obsessed with it. So in the last video I mentioned don't dip your brush straight into the product. Like take a tiny bit off if you can. Otherwise I just like to use what's in the lid, kind of diffuse it on the brush. I think the fact that I started with that Raw Canvas Lunar Vitality Moisturising Cream has made my skin accept all of these products so much better. Normally if I use this matte Velvet foundation from Designer Brands, I can get quite dry, and I'm always kind of double layering with the setting spray. Back into the DB palette. So this is Into the Woods. This is the matte green shade. Right, there's a gold in this palette, this colour here, which is called Gold Mine. I'm now going to spritz myself with the Designer Brands Mist Me setting spray. This one is their Rose Gold with shimmer through it. I'm going to highlight with the Lush Cosmetics Egret highlighting stick. Now these are zero waste products, so they've got a bit of vegan wax on the bottom, and they come in a cardboard, you know, compostable / recyclable little box. I adore the colour range that Lush have brought out for the highlighting sticks. However, the product itself is like so bendy and just soft in general. They kind of melt in Aussie and New Zealand. So if you were going to get these, like maybe if you're a makeup artist, you would or somebody who just wants to do the whole plastic free makeup range, my advice to you is not to use it as a stick straight on your face. You can do that when they're like quite hard. Maybe you want to keep it in the fridge, like I know that a lot of people keep their lipsticks in the fridge in Australia. My mum used to do that. My advice with these babies is to actually take a brush and use the product straight on a brush and then straight on your face. The colorways that they have are just gorgeous, and I absolutely love that they're doing, you know, plastic free. Yeah, look. Broken. So I'm gonna squish this down into like a container. There's probably room for product development with these babies, but honestly the shades are just gorgeous. So I'm gonna highlight with this one. I'll just show you what it looks like when you put it straight on your face. Like you can dab it, or you can swipe it on, or you can use it straight on a brush on your face. So for lips I am using two Anika Organic products. I love Anika. This one here is their certified organic, obviously. Lip Crown. These are new from Anika, and this one here, this is called Chili Red. The reason I love these lip crowns is because I will often use their lip liners just as like a base, and then I won't actually put lipstick on top. I'll just wear them as they are. So they must have read my mind, because they brought out all of these lip crowns, and I wear the nude, the pink nude one all the time. And these are really moisturizing, really soft, easy to use. Whoa, very red, very festive. Oh, I love these. They're so beautiful. I just glide on like a lipstick, but I find them so much easier to use than lipstick because they're in a crown. Okay, I'm going to top this gorgeous chili red colour with the berry glaze from Anika Organic. That's basically the finished look, and I really love it. It's very bold, a little bit gothic, not the colours I normally wear. I love it, and I hope you love it too. I hope you enjoyed seeing me test all the different products. If there are any products that you have that you love from this video, let me know in the comments, or if there's any that you don't like, let me know in the comments as well. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Everything I used in today's tutorial will be linked and listed in the description box down below. Make sure you check that out. There's lots of discount codes as well for vegan brands if you're interested in trying. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Everything I bring you is vegan and cruelty-free content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. free. They even have retinol and other different it don't matter. Someone's in the garage and I swear to God they've put the garage door up and down, up and down, up and down a million bazillion times. What the are they doing? I'm using the Designer Brands Matte Velvet Foundation and I'm going to mix in, cool, just don't focus, all good.